let me set my let me just set my timer real quick. And this is not even the timer for the video, okay? We got a quick little story time before we get into season 2. I think that this is a great opportunity for us to take a break and reflect. How about we do that? How about we take 15 minutes? My timer is for the dryer. I don't know what you got going on. I don't know what you got going on. None of my business. But I know my timer is for the dryer. Let me go ahead and I'm going to talk and mind my business. Your screen recording, ain't you? What you need to do, what you need to know, what you need to do, not do, is push that button, that red status bar. Don't push it, because it's going to tell you how much time you're on. What it's also going to do is it's going to pause the video. We got all the way through season 1, pushing that button, that red status bar in the top, because this is an iPhone 16. So that was one of those features where they're like, oh, you can just push the button, push the red status bar up at the top, and it'll reveal the numbers to you. Tell us that it pauses the video too. Don't just make me feel happy because now I can screen record and keep up with the time. No, tell me it's going to pause the video. And so anytime you see that hand go up and you see me touching on it and the video skip, that's what's happening. We got all the way episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 until we realized it. Because I will batch record. I record my videos, I'll sit here, I'll batch record them, and then I'll batch edit them. I just finished editing episode 1. Today, let me check in for the time. Let me check in. I have January 28th, 2026. Current time now is 10:08. So, we literally just finished editing episode 1 from season 1. This is the beginning of season 2. This is like an interlude or something. I don't know. It's gonna go there. It's gonna go in there somewhere. This gonna be the beginning of it. Not only did I run into, I don't want to call that an issue, but not only did I discover that, right? Then I took it upon myself. Ooh, let's use iMovie. Let's find some new editing. Let's discover some new editing features, right? Some new editing techniques, right? It's always me trying to do the most instead of just staying plain Jane. And so what ended up happening was I edited the video, episode 1, season 1. I edited the video in iMovie. It kept zooming my video out. It's not giving me full screen capabilities unless I change the landscape. Literally. I have to change the video. Don't ask me. I don't know why it's doing that. Keeps doing that. I don't know. I don't know. But if I said that we were going to recap, let's just focus on the recap, okay? Don't please don't rattle me right now. Let me get you on the charger real quick. 67%. Okay, let me put you over here. And so, I'll just get my computer set up here. we made some progress with the videos. That's one thing I can say for certain. We did make some progress. We got all the way to episode, like I said, 6, which just officially ends the season 1 series, right? We just got it over with. We had some trial and errors behind the scenes with making the videos, with editing the videos. I wanted to go back to iMovie because what I wanted to try, and this is just me, because I don't want to lose the work that I have already done, even though I have already edited the video, added the intro, added the thumbnail, added the outro. I wanted to see if I could change it. I would have to change the landscape, right? Watch this. I'm going to change the landscape over this way. It's going to, let me cut myself off. When I changed it earlier, what ended up happening was it changed the wording on it, and it moved the words as well. Instead of keeping it, for some reason I thought that I saw it like higher up on the, but it could have been, okay. If I swap it around, the words are gonna go in the opposite direction. So I don't know, I may just leave it like that and just edit it the opposite way. I don't necessarily know, but that just really got me to a point of just exhaustion. But anyway, because I can't press the button, because if I press the button, it's going to pause the video. And technically, I'm supposed to stop talking and then keep talking. You see what I mean? Like, it's a pause. So I have to learn how to pause it. The problem, though, was I was like leaving it on the screen. I was leaving it on the screen, the timer. I thought it was a glitch. I'm like, is it supposed to be doing that? Like, is that supposed to be? From my understanding, it's a built-in feature. But when I asked like Apple support, it was like, oh no, it's not supposed to do that. And I'm like, well, Google says that's a built-in feature. But anyway, we got all the way to the end where we are transitioning out of the homeless shelter. I gave a huge shout out to Chantrice because she sort of helped bridge that gap between homelessness and my housing application. And so what I must do, because the Holy Spirit was like, wait, so what about Tasha? And I'm like, you right. You right. You right. You're so right. This entire series wouldn't be possible without Tasha. She was the director for Rebecca's Tent when I was there. And she was there for a very long time afterward as well. I believe that she just recently transitioned into her field of expertise. But not only was she the inspiration to this particular series, she made such an impact on my life from the first time I met her. From the very first time that I met her, the very first time that we actually, became introduced to each other. I mean, God just, he has a way of creating people in this universe designed specifically for you. Just specifically for you. And I truly and honestly feel that my entire homeless experience was for me to meet Tasha. 100% hands down. I can say that actually, factually. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. Only just God to be able to meet someone so phenomenal. I mean, each and every single day, her spirit was always the same. It was always consistent. It was always so loving and so nurturing and so understanding. I think it was just like one time where we saw like a stern side of her. And even that time, it was nice to see it because it was like, oh, okay. So you do got it in you. But what happened? Something happened where somebody coat came up missing, and oh my goodness, that was anyway. But yeah, when I tell you, I would have never made it through my entire homeless journey if it wasn't for the leadership of Tasha. I mean, she's such an amazing person. Inside and out, she's just such an amazing person. And I was so honored not only to have met her, but to go through this ordeal that I had to go through as far as being homeless with her support. It made it so much better. It made it so much better. I can't describe it. I really can't. There's no way to describe how amazing and how awesome. But what I will tell you is that if you're ever in a situation where you're enduring homelessness, and not just any homelessness, this is homelessness in Atlanta. So it hit different. Then if you're a woman, if you're a Black woman and you're homeless in Atlanta, that also, you see how the demographics also sort of put into perspective. And because Tasha is a Black woman, it made it a lot easier to understand what exactly was going on as far as the transition of battling homelessness. It wasn't just, oh, you're enduring it. You also had to battle it as well. Like I said, we had to get up. And at 6 o'clock, we had to be gone by 7. Daylight saving time, it might still be dark at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, the weather is still trying to transition over from last night. So it's still very cold in the morning time. That early morning rain is there. It's just different when you're trying to understand this obstacle, I feel, that you're going through, this phase that you're going through, and not having adequate leadership to help guide you through it. It makes all the difference in the world. It makes all the difference in the world. And so, Tasha, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being exactly who God ordained you to be, and for being exactly where He needed you to be when I was was going through the roughest, the lowest point of my life. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful to have met you. I'm so grateful to be a product of your leadership. It just hit a little different. I'll say that. It hit a little different. And I've never been to a homeless shelter before. I've never experienced homelessness before. This was my first time being homeless. This was my first time being homeless. This was my first time being in a homeless shelter. Fresh eyes, fresh perspective. And so I had no idea what I was about to get myself into. And so that to me really helped mold me, to be quite honest, into obviously the person who I am today, and the person who I will become 5-10 years from now. And then, of course, beyond that, long after I'm gone, I do want for people to take that into consideration. It's not who kicks you when you're down. Don't worry about the people who are kicking you when you're down. You just make sure that you thank those people who held out their hand to pick you up, to help you get up while you're down. Don't give people energy who was right there, ready to kick and stomp you and push you while you're down. I want you to focus on those who will offer their hand to help pick you up during that time. Because that thank you goes a long way. And trust me, when I tell you, I would have never even thought about making this series, yet alone getting all the way to season 2, finishing up episodes. I would have, the Holy Spirit was like, okay, so you're about to get ready to finish Rebecca's 10th session. What about Tasha? And I was like, you're right. Who? Tasha? Stop it. So much love. My heart flutters when I see her. And my spirit just becomes so overwhelmed with joy when I'm in her presence, because that type of leadership, that type of guidance, that type of spirit is, God don't play about a lot of us, but that Tasha, listen, I love you so much. I do. And when I tell you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I thank you for not kicking me while I was down. I thank you for that not even being a part of who you are. I thank you for taking on the role of being the director at Rebecca's Tent long before I got there. And afterwards, after I left, I sincerely thank you. I thank you for allowing God to orchestrate your destiny and trust in His fate to see it all the way through. Because it was people like me who had individuals kicking them at their lowest. Literally kicking them while they're down. Just because they were excited to actually see the fruits of their evil thoughts manifest over. Oh, yes. I was hoping that that would happen to her. Oh, yes. I was hoping that, my thoughts would actually manifest. But it was something about that Tasha. Something about having God's hand on you that make it all worthwhile at the end. Because then Tasha can look back and she can see the fruits of her labor and how all those long hours and all that going above and beyond, it benefited and it made such an impact for someone like me, just little old me. I mean, who had no idea what, when, how, or why. I just had to allow for God to do what He does best, and make sure that I at least had enough faith in the process to see it all the way through and to the end. And so it was only because of Tasha. And if you've ever met her, if you've ever had the opportunity of being in her presence, especially if you've ever gone through any shelter season at Rebecca's Tent under her leadership, I can 100% tell you that that is what's going to make it for you. The realization that you need great leadership and great guidance to get you through this pivotal point in your life where you just don't know what to do and where to turn. And so I knew that I couldn't have made this series without pausing and giving a tremendous thank you to Tasha. With so much love and so much respect, I humbly thank you. Nothing special, just for being who you are. And most importantly, for not kicking me while I was down. I thank you so much. I thank you so much. And so I will continue on. Let's just say this is season 2. Let's just call it episode 1. And episode 2, of season 2, we will finish up the transition out of Rebecca's tent, remember, because we ran into C19, and that had a shift in things. And so we ended up at, this one was an extended stay. This was actually a hotel. And we had to sort of roommate with a fellow resident. And we got to choose. That's why I said we got to choose. And then there was a transition after that hotel, because that hotel was, I want to say maybe like a month. So I'm thinking this was like April. That we was there. From the beginning of April to the end of April, if I'm not mistaken. If my timeline just adds up correctly in my head. And so then for episode 2, let's just jump into the transition out of the hotel, where I was supposed to be going to like a transitional housing situation, but they only had a top bunk available. And for someone who has epilepsy, I'm not allowed to be like in the top bunk. And so she got on the phone with Partnership for Community Action, and Partnership got me at an extended stay. I could choose between two, but I know that because the one in Stone Mountain off of Memorial Drive, I knew that one would have been better than the one on La Vista. Only because it's Memorial Drive, and that's a great access point. It's closer to the train station. I know that bus route, that was when the buses were free, but I think you just had to pay to get on the train. And so we'll just pick up from there. But in the meantime, in between time, okay, love you, bye. Mwah.
Suddenly need advice from a